What's going on, guys? Michael from GPURisers.com, and I'm going to try to not make this video too long, but today we are going to be loading up one of our R8s with some more 3070 Ti's. Now, this is going to be our 6th one. We're going from left to right, so we actually have 4 more after this, but I think all of those are pretty much planned already. Not 100% sure, but we will be using all of our Zotac ones here that you see. And we actually have 3 more of the Zotacs right over here. Now, these are offline along with the 3GB cards. These, if you saw in the last video, they are a little bit too wide for the R8s. We will be able to fit one right here in that slot. Actually, I don't think we were able to. I think it hits the fan controller right here. So we're not going to be using those in R8s, but they will do just fine in open air. I will likely convert our NVIDIA holding rig right there, the two 3060s, a 3080 LHR, and a 3080 Ti. I probably will put those in that frame right there, the Omega frame, and then stack on these 3 and those 3. That is why we had a holding rig, is, you know, we didn't want to get any more 3060s or 3080 LHRs. We didn't want any 3080 Ti's. I actually regret doing that now. Obviously with the LHR unlocked, they're more efficient than the 3090s, but maybe we will do a rig down the line with those. I'm not completely sure. So that will all go into the Omega frame down there eventually, probably sometime soon, because I do want to get these cards up and going. Now, if you check one of these Zotacs, you can see right here, the white pad right there, that is our 20 watt per meter Kelvin pad. Now, on some of these right here, probably this one, yeah, you can see the pads on the back. They have 3mm pads on the back. After about the second one, I was like, okay, that's a lot. I'm going to just repad the VRAM chips on the front of the board. So repadding the back of the board, this one is repad on the back. You can see my little excessive length on that one. But repadding on the back does help, and it also prevents the oil leakage from the stock pads and everything like that. However, when doing so many, it's kind of just like, these are going to be sitting in at R8 anyways, so I'm not really going to see it. So but I will be thinking about it. So if you do have time, definitely I would suggest repad the back. It's not going to be as drastic of a difference of just repadding the front, but it will help over, you know, over time. Mining on these things will prevent the oil from leaking and everything like that. But repadding the back of these cards really did add, I want to say, about double the time. So I was going to video this. It's repadding, it's kind of repetitive, and I also had a video of repadding these cards already. But what I will do a video on is in our other 3070 Ti rig. I will try to put a screenshot here on the screen for you guys. You can see that the memory temperatures on the MSI cards are hotter than I'd like. So they actually are. I think one is thermal throttling. I don't have the screenshot right here. I haven't looked at it in about a day, but when I did look at it, it was thermal throttling. So I'm actually going to take those MSI cards out, and I will repad those. They are the Gaming Trio X or Z model cards. So I will put a video out on that, of repadding that card, because we have not released a video yet on that. And I actually don't have data on what the pad sizes are, so I will be measuring that out with a caliper on that video, so you guys will know, in case you have those cards, what size pads you'll need. But guys, I did, as I said, repadded all of these cards, all 8 of these Zotacs on the front. So I will go ahead and post a screenshot of the memory temperatures of these at the end of the video, but let me go ahead and get all 8 of these put in here. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time doing video edits of, you know, loading up these R8s with cards, because I know it will get a little bit repetitive for you guys. So let me go ahead and get all of these installed, and we'll be back in a second. All right, guys, I got everything hooked up. You can see the 8 of the Zotac 3070 Ti's here in the case. I got all the power in and everything like that. I did get the power cable hooked up to our PDU over there, so I am going to try to boot this thing up real quick, make sure everything works. It looks like all 8 of the cards are working. I like to check the fans on all of them. All the fans seem to be working. All the fans on the R8 are working. It looks like the OLED's on. Looks like everything's good to go. I actually forgot the CMOS battery, so I'm going to go ahead, load one of those in there real quick, but I am going to go ahead and close this up. I'm going to throw it onto the rack, get everything hooked up, and then I will talk to you guys a little bit about it and show you guys the overclock settings and the stats on what this rig is pulling both wattage and also pulling hash. I really am interested to see what the memory temperatures are on these cards. I actually didn't look at any of the cards after I repadded, so I hope I did it right. I'm pretty sure I did, but maybe one of the pads switched off one of the VRAMs or something like that as soon as I tried to put the plate back on, but who knows? But we will figure that out once we have Hive OS up and we can see everything. So let me go ahead, get everything booted down, get the lid on, get everything hooked up, and we'll be back in a second. All right, guys, we got it all running right here. You can see the little hue of the light from the 8 of the Zotac Hollow Amp Edition 3070 Ti's. So now that we have our 6th one running here, I will go ahead and post a screenshot right here of the overclocks and the status of this rig. Now, as you can see, the core temperatures are a little bit higher than I wanted. These Zotac cards do dissipate the heat onto the back plate and all over the board because of the new thermal pads. So the core temperature is going to go up a little bit. It's not uncommon for the core temperature to jump a little bit. However, these temperatures are a little bit high. I might have put a little bit too much paste, a little bit too much in a rush, but I will let it mellow out for the next day or two and we'll see. So prior to this though, a regular 3070 Ti Hollow Amp Edition Zotac in a server case like this would be hitting about 108C or 110C and begin to thermal throttle itself. So it is pretty hot in here too, so the temperatures are not completely accurate. It's hotter than usual. We've been having the doors open and everything like that. So I will check it in the morning. You know, when I'm not in here, you know, messing around with stuff and opening doors and doing all that, it is pretty cool compared to the last couple weeks that it has been. And that is because we are isolating the heat into the back room back there and taking heat out from here. You know, we still have a good amount of cards in here, some 3080s, 3090s. So there is a good amount of heat still in here. So it is getting cooler. The more, every rig that we move off of open air and shoot it into the back room is helping. But again, having certain cards on open air just makes sense. You know, I'm not gonna put 8 6600s into an R8. And this generates honestly really little amount of heat. So it's not so much these, it was the 3070 Ti's. And honestly, the 3080s and the 3090s are just absolute killers. I would say these two rigs are probably, it feels like it's producing more heat than all of these combined. So I am looking forward to getting these into server cases. I have the 6 here, and if you guys have been following along, I have 2 other Founders Editions. So I repadded one of the Founders Editions, a huge drop in the memory temperature, so I'm glad I did that. I'm going to repad the other Founders Editions, and I'm gonna isolate these cards and see which ones are kind of hot so that I can repad those before I throw it into a server case. I do believe the EVGA for the wins are fine. We have 2 here, and we have the MSI here. We have 2 of the, or no, we have a Asus TUF, and I forgot I have this MSI Ventus. And we have the Gigabyte Vision. Now this card was already repadded. I might need to redo the repad. I'm pretty sure I used the wrong sizes for it. So I am gonna take a look at these other cards though. I want to repad whatever I can prior to getting it into a server case. So I will do that all, I will cover all of that in a video when I do put the 8 3080s into an R8. So I don't want to ramble too much, guys. That's going to be everything for this video. I hope everyone watching this has a great rest of their day, and we'll see you guys next time.